Awesome. We're recording. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name's Sarah and I'm coming to you from New Zealand, and I thank you very much for taking the time to join us today. I'm a mum of two very cool kids, and I love hosting this event for a couple of reasons. I kind of get goosebumps, and it gives me the opportunity to dream again, which I really, really like, especially this time of year. You know, it's the Christmas time, so it generally is focused all around the children. But it's really nice for us adults to think, it's time for me to dream again, because life isn't just about the children. You can't pour from an empty cup. So it might be just tonight, that it might be the night that something might resonate with you and you think it's time that I fill up my cup. So this is cool. So here we are on a Thursday night, and I can tell you it wasn't that long ago that on a Thursday night I was already looking forward and planning the next weekend, and this current week hadn't already finished. It was a kind of scary place to be in, thinking I've got lots more days of work left. I had to go and sit in an air-conditioned office, and I had all these things that I had to do. Being a mum, there's all these extra things, activities after work. There's the work commitments, there's trying to run a household. You know what it's like. You're burning the candle at both ends. You're kind of stuck in the trenches and you can't see for the light for the day kind of thing. So when I talk to people at the moment, I really do notice there's a couple of common threads. There's a couple of crises or challenges that are facing people at the moment. And there are two major ones. One is a health crisis and one is a financial crisis. So I thought I'd talk about the health and the lifestyle crisis first. It's where we kind of don't have the lifestyle and the health that we want, especially, at this time of the year. We start the new year off with a hiss and a roar. We start with great intentions, great affirmations. We have great plans, great goals and New Year's resolutions, and it doesn't take very long. And next thing you know, we're back on the same path that we were, just prior to Christmas. This time of year, we're always really tired. We're, like I said, burning the candle. And next thing you know, another year has rolled by and we haven't made any changes to our health. So what happens when that is the situation? Well, we see massive health crises affecting our children, for example. We're talking about the likes of obesity. We're talking, unfortunately, cancer. There's diabetes, heart disease. Common illnesses that used to predominantly affect adults, they're now affecting our children. And it's really scary because those statistics are climbing in this direction. Ideally, we'd want them to be, plateauing and then on a downward spiral, but they're not. So it's our jobs as adults to start educating our children, our grandchildren, and getting the word out there about what is actually an important focus for the children, to actually get them on the straight and narrow so we can get that decline in those statistics that we desperately need to see. The second that we talked about earlier was the major challenge as a financial one. And Christmas can be a really pinching time for some parents and families. There's more months at the end of the money. You get your pay. There's still X amount of days before your next pay is due, and you've got bills and you've got school registrations and sports fees and all those other things that are coming up. Petrol prices are on the rise. We seem to be working harder than ever before, and it's really pinching. It's really hard on parents. It's just a nasty time to be, especially this time of year. And then you don't have the lifestyle that goes with it when you're working so hard. We're working harder than ever before, but we don't have the lifestyle at the end of it. So it's a tough time. I've got to say, I've been there, done that, and I totally know that there's many people out there, suffering from the same situation that I was in just recently. I found myself at the point where I'd stopped dreaming, and it's, like I said earlier, it's pretty sad. Everybody's got to have dreams and goals and aspirations and something to aim for. But when you're constantly working and you're, stretching yourself 9 to 5 and you just can't see, the end of the road, you keep adding things to your bucket list, but that list keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're not actually ticking anything off. It can get really frustrating. So I got to the stage where I'd put that list on the shelf. I didn't actually think that there was a way that I could get to having all those exciting things that I was looking forward to. Like Disneyland was always on the list for the children. Traveling around the country, visiting friends and family that I haven't seen for a long time. Just taking a couple of long weekends and going down the Marlborough Sounds, for example, and just spending some nice quality time with the people that you love and cherish. It had gone on that list, and that list had gone on the shelf. And we were just busy enough doing life as we knew it. So I wasn't finding a way out. But I'm very lucky, very, very lucky that a family friend offered me an amazing opportunity regarding an amazing product about 8-9 months ago. It totally changed my world, hand on heart. I've got to say I didn't take it that seriously in the start, and I do kick myself under the table here. I really do wish I had. So tonight is really all about us showing you a better way. Here's the thing, it's a way that could actually get you the life and the lifestyle and the health and the vitality that we've just talked about. Instead of being on the low, you could actually be back up to where you really do want to be. So you can say yes to the things that are really important and yes to the things that matter, like coming to school assemblies and end of year assemblies and the Christmas parties at school. Those things where last year I couldn't go. This year I've been to every single one, and the cheesy smile on my children's face is just so worth it. So tonight is about me sharing some love with you from all around the country. We've got some amazing people on the line. Some people who are going to tell you how they've literally done what I've just been talking about. They've taken their life back. They've put their families first. They're creating something really special for themselves and their families, and it's an awesome place to be here in New Zealand. What's happening here is just amazing, and I'm so thrilled and proud to be part of it. But anyway, I could talk a lot about this. As you can tell, I'm probably rambling my words because I am quite passionate. But anyway, I'm going to pass it over to a dear friend of mine who is on the line tonight, the lovely Melissa, calling through from Blenheim, and she's going to tell you why I get so excited and how I've got so much energy. Mel, I'm spotlighting you.
Oh, and I promise you it's completely legal. So yeah, thanks. I'm Mel, and I'm a mama of 3 beautiful kids. I've got Caden, who's 13, we've got Tylen, 8, and beautiful Talia, who is 6. I first came across the Juice Plus products about 7 months ago, and I must admit I was pretty skeptical when I first talked to Sarah about it, because I thought I actually ate pretty healthy. You know, health is one of my highest values, and yeah, I thought I don't need these things that Sarah's on. But when I actually looked at what I was eating on a weekly and a daily basis, I really felt like we were falling short as far as the requirements go, and that's the 9 to 13 serves per day. So what I love about the Juice Plus products is that, you know, they've got this beautiful simplicity and quality. The company's been around for over 40 years. And the Juice Plus products is the biggest selling, one of the biggest selling products of its kind, and proudly can say that it's one of the most thoroughly researched products in the world as well. So for those people who love research, then there's over 35 different peer review studies that are done by independent universities and hospitals. So for those who love to delve into the research, then yeah, there's all that for you as well. So for me, it was really about peace of mind, knowing that for my family and myself, that we were bridging the gap between what we are eating and really what we should be giving our body on a daily basis to really function at its optimum, and to try and sort of prevent these diseases that Sarah's talking about, because you know they are sort of becoming more prevalent these days. So we've got our beautiful Juice Plus products here. So we've got our we've got our fruits, our veggies, and our berries. So together we've got over 27 different phytonutrients here. The products are grown by 3rd generation farmers. They grow exclusively for the Juice Plus company. They are picked at the peak of their ripeness, sorry. And so the maximum nutrition is in the fruit or the veggies. So it's not like we go to the supermarket and we pick up a pear and it's rock hard. We know that the products are, you know, they're picked at the peak of ripeness, and so the nutrition is going to be maximum in there. It's tested 4 times during the processing. From the moment that it's picked to the moment that it goes through to be processed, it's tested for over 350 known contaminants. And the things like that, you know, quite common, like insecticides and fungicides and herbicides. So if anything is picked up during that processing, then the batch is discarded. So we know that the quality of the nutrition that we're getting is top notch. The way that the products are made is that all the, say for example, if they're doing the fruit blend, all the apples and the peaches and the pineapples, they're all put into like a big smoothie. Everything goes in, so all the skin, the pulps and the pips, they all get blended up into a big smoothie, and then the water is extracted out at a low temperature. So some of the sugars are also extracted during that process, And what you're left with is the concentrated powder. And you're left with all the beautiful enzymes, the minerals, the antioxidants, and they actually encapsulated it. Hopefully you can see that. Encapsulated in one of these vegan capsules, and that protects the beautiful nutrients in there so it doesn't oxidize. Because the products are basically food, on the back is actually a nutritional label, and the reason for that is because it's food, and so the body actually recognizes it as being food, and so it's in the bloodstream in under 5 minutes. And so what can happen then is the body can actually start to heal and strengthen, repair at a cellular level. Anyone can take the products, whether or not, if you can eat fruits and vegetables, then you can have Juice Plus. So if you're a pregnant mama, if you're breastfeeding, and our kids can have it too, which is awesome. So for our beautiful kitties, we have got the gummies. So we've got pretty much we've got the powders here from the fruit and vegetable capsules, and what they do is they mix it up with a tapioca starch. And so we're left with these, with these lovely little soft chews, which my kids absolutely love. And what I love about that is that when my kids leave the house, I know that they've had over 21 different varieties of fruits and vegetables, and it's really set up their bodies beautifully for the day. So if they come home and they've not quite eaten all their lunchbox, at least I know that they've got some really good nutrition into their beautiful bodies. The other thing I love is that our company has heart, and we are currently doing a worldwide health study documenting the changes in children. So we want to see what happens when our kids actually get this lovely nutrition into their bodies every day, and just document some of the changes that happen. So if there's an adult on the program, and if you're taking the premium blend, or even just the fruit and vegetable blend, then you can sponsor a child for free between the ages of 4 and 18, which is absolutely amazing. I don't know many companies at all that would do that, actually give products away for free to the children. So that's absolutely amazing, and we love that about our company. The other thing that we have in our range is the complete sachets. So these come in a lovely chocolate and vanilla flavour. I absolutely love these, and pretty much start my my day with these powders. I like to make them into a smoothie, so I chuck in some fruits, go out and pick some berries, chuck in some greens, and then that's a really awesome way of getting some extra goodies into my kids as well before they head off to school and they don't even know it's in there. So these are our macronutrients. So they're 100% dairy-free, they are non-GMO, they're a plant-based protein. So we've got some beautiful goodies in there, which are our proteins like pea protein, rice protein. We've got some grains in there like broccoli, alfalfa sprouts. We've got some ancient grains in there as well, like millet and quinoa. And then we've got some different powders: pumpkin powder, pomegranate, spirulina, yucca, didn't even know that existed, mushroom powder, and also a great ingredient in here is niacin, and it's actually a natural mood enhancer. So great, for giving us that wee pick-me-up, especially at this time of year, as Sarah said, we get a bit stressed. So by taking those products there, we're looking at starting our day with over 46 different varieties of whole foods, which is amazing. The other products that we have in our range, and it's our most recent release, is our Omega Blend. This is our hero product, and it's a world first in so many ways. Our omegas are amazing for our joint mobility, for cardiovascular health, for our eyes, for cell renewal. And what I love about these omegas is they've actually skipped the fish. So there's no fishy aftertaste. You don't sort of get that fishy, burp after after having omegas. It's all beautiful plant-based omegas here. And so I'm just going to read off the back here some of the different things. We've got pomegranate, raspberry oil, tomato seed, Yeah, so that's pretty much our omegas. The other thing I will mention, which is really important, is the fact that the oil is cold pressed, and then they have this really cool technology where they actually fuse the capsule together because it's oil, and the technology is so advanced that it doesn't actually destroy the beautiful nutrients in the omega oil there. So finally, we have our tribal wellness program, which actually supports all the nutrition. There's no point in having these beautiful nutritional products if we don't have a program that can actually support it being a long-term lifestyle change. And so we want it to be as holistically as possible to make it sustainable. So we have our beautiful tribal wellness program, and you can tap into some amazing resources to actually support your journey. So we've got online webinars. We have plant-based recipes, meal plans. We have challenges that we do, like recently we had a vegan challenge, and our most recent one was a minimalisation challenge as well. So yeah, we just really want to make it as sustainable as possible to really enhance your health and well-being. So there we go. There's all you need to know about the beautiful products. So I'm going to hand over to Hannah now. And Hannah's going to share her story with her using the products. So yeah, we'll hand it over to you, Hannah.
Cool, thank you so much, Mel. Yeah, so my name's Hannah. I'm a yoga instructor here on the West Coast. And just a little bit about my story. I think, well, first of all, growing up as a child, I've always had the worst immune system ever. Just always getting sick. As a kid, I just always had earaches. And then even through my adult life, if you classify me as an adult, I've just gotten, really sick. Every winter, I'd go down at least 3 times. A winter just with like fevers, the sweats, like in bed for a week, and even though I considered myself healthy and living a really active lifestyle, I never really looked at what I was putting into my body as being healthy. And then especially then becoming a yoga instructor, kind of looked more into the health and nutrition side of things. And it wasn't until the beginning of this year where I got introduced to Juice Plus products. I went along to an event and I met a guy called Anthony Golay. And it just came at the right time. I got really, really sick at the end of last year and went to the doctors and could hardly walk for a couple of months. It was really scary to have my health and vitality really taken away, like swept underneath my feet, couldn't go to work, and yeah, it was really scary. And no doctors knew what it was. They thought it was some tropical virus from traveling around in Indonesia. But yeah, all the tests, they did lots of everything and nothing came back. And that was really scary to have no answers and just be fed antibiotics and all these drugs. And then my immune system was even worse. And then I'd have this big bag of vitamins and pills and stuff to try and build my immune system up, but really just nothing was working. So that's when I went to see a chiropractor when I was living in Perth, and yeah, met them there, and started going down the more holistic side of things, looking at my well-being, realized how stressed I was working, as well as stressed mentally, physically, and through this virus that was in my body. So yeah, I've been on the Juice Plus products now for about 7 months, and it's been incredible. I honestly was a little bit skeptical to begin with because I don't really believe in taking just a pill. But when I realized how much that this is just whole food and it's simple and it aligns with my values, you know, living off the land and that, and being able to get that much nutrients into my body was just, it was amazing. And within the first week, I noticed my energy was improving. I was able to get out of bed. I was able to last the whole day without having a nap, which was incredible after coming out of that illness, and I'd just be sleeping all day. And yeah, I honestly couldn't hardly walk for a couple of months, just that low in energy and massive pain down the backs of my legs. So that was a big one for me. My energy came back. That was the first thing. And then this is the first winter ever, I think, in my whole life that I have never gotten sick. And I want to thank Juice Plus for that so much, because I've just moved back to my hometown, and even my mum was surprised, you know, like just realizing that, oh wow, this actually does work. And now mum's on it and she's given it a go, and noticing effects in her body as well. So it's really cool. It's really, really cool. And then being a part of the tribal wellness movement, it's amazing program, like an online health and wellness retreat. Loving the challenges, the vegan challenge. I've changed my whole diet. And yeah, and my hair grows like crazy. My nails grow like crazy. And just have so much energy and vitality to just, yeah, start living life to the fullest. So that's a little bit about my journey. Thank you very much.
That's awesome, Hannah. Thank you so much for sharing, hun. I'd heard a little bit of your story before, but I didn't realise that you'd been through such a hard time, honey. So I'm really stoked to hear that you're coming out the other side now and looking and feeling $1,000,000, which is what life's all about. So that's awesome. I'm going to hand over to another lovely lady now, and her name is Emma. And Emma's going to share a little bit about her product journey so far. Hi, Emma. You're on, sweets.
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm up in Auckland, and I have been taking the products for about 6 months now. Before I started taking them, I was quite sick as well. On a lot of medication. I have arthritis. I have problems with my bowel. And since taking them, I've gotten the all clear from my surgeon with my bowel. Yeah, my arthritis is good at the moment. I'm not on any medication. I'm not on any migraine medication anymore. I'm not on any medication for my arthritis either. Yeah, that's about it really.
That's amazing. You know what? A story doesn't need to be a great big long story. It can be short and straight to the point. Thank you for sharing, Emma. Just want to say, we can talk to you till we're blue in the face about our products. We all love them. They've changed our lives. We swear by them. But it's not until you hear from somebody else, and it can be as simple as a 1-minute story. I was so crook, I couldn't get out of bed. I could hardly walk. I had bowel issues, and you know, within a couple of months, I'm feeling back to being off all meds, and that's the most credibility that we can really offer you. So we're going to switch it up a gear now and talk about another opportunity that I was mentioning earlier on in this video. Is we're going to switch it to the business side, and like I said before, for me in the beginning, I've got to say I just dabbed my toe in. I had my blinkers on, and I was not going to be one of those people, and I was not going to go down that path. But I knew that the product made sense. I tried the product, and you know, it's just going to bridge the gap and make my family healthier. And if I can get my kids on the product for free, it just seemed like a no-brainer. So I had to have a deeper look, and I'm so pleased that I did. Everybody's got one of these, right? You don't have that, man, but you've got one of these cell phones. Everybody's got a cell phone, and we know that we're spending way more time on technology than ever before. And if you're not using your smartphone to make money, you're kind of wasting time, you're wasting your life, and you're using your smartphone as a dumb phone. So we're going to share an opportunity with you now that might just tickle your fancy. It's an ability to create an incredible income, impact families around the world. I can tell you now that we're in 28 different countries around the world, and yes, the whole world is changing. I'm going to hand over to a lovely lady now who's going to tell us a little bit more about our amazing business opportunity. Instead of going to work 9 to 5 and having a dollar value on your head, you're actually able to earn a limitless income. So I'm going to hand it over to Katie, and Katie can explain a whole lot better than I can.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sarah. So I'm Katie. I'm a stay-at-home mum of 3. And I said yes to this business at a point in my life where I was really looking for a better way. I wanted to contribute financially to my family, but without it affecting the time I spent being a mum. So it had to be flexible, had to be home-based, and I had to be able to get passionate about it. Before I had my 3rd child, I was a self-employed administrator, which meant that I was paid hourly for the time that I was actually at work. I didn't get any sick days, I didn't get holiday pay, Sometimes we were actually going backwards because I would be at home looking after my sick child, and I wasn't getting paid, but I still had to pay for the daycare fees. It was also really insecure. Being self-employed means that my job could cease without any notice, and they had no obligation to hold my job when I went on maternity leave. So when I went off to have my baby, I didn't even know if I had a job to go back to. And it turns out if I wanted to go back now, there wouldn't have been a job for me. So the best way to explain our business is to just start by showing you the traditional business model, which looks something like this. So at the top, you've got your CEO, and then you've got different levels of management going down. So these are like your board of directors, your area managers, sales managers, those type of roles. And at the bottom here, and maybe a bit up here too, that's kind of where I would usually hang out as a receptionist or an administrator. In this model, you are trading your time for money, you're told what you're worth, and you're generally working for this guy's dreams rather than your own. And of course you can climb the ladder and, try and better your position, and you'll get more money, but you're also going to get more responsibility, have expectations, sometimes even more hours. And you have to compete with your colleagues, sometimes they're your friends, to actually work your way up. And yeah, the chances of actually getting up here are pretty slim. And the closer you get to the top, the less room there is. When I was down here, I had no opportunity to be promoted. I did work hard, I made the company money, but it was a small company and I just had to wait for people to leave before I could even apply. And so when there was a little bit of movement, they actually got someone from another company. So there wasn't any in-house promotion where I was anyway. So the best way to explain the Juice Plus business is just to draw it like this. So everyone comes into our business as a virtual franchisee. Doesn't matter who you are, what your background is, your age or experience. You just have to have a big heart, a genuine interest in health and helping people. And if you've got that, you've got the same opportunity to move through the different levels of our company to the pinnacle position of a national marketing director. To get from here to here, the only way you can do that is by raising people up, helping them with their health goals, their lifestyle goals. You've just got to be teachable, follow a system, be consistent, and anyone can reach this position. And once you're there, you're looking at like $100,000 residual income. So that is income that you're getting, it's ticking over in your bank when you're not necessarily working. You might have worked for it 1 month and it's paying you out month after month after month. So it's pretty cool. It's really unlike this business model up here. And the cool thing is people are actually doing this. They're going from here to here in around about 2 years, which is pretty amazing as well. Like, I don't know if you climb the ladder, how long that would actually take you. So what do we actually do? We do 3 core things. The first thing is we are a product of the product. So we actually use the products and program. The second thing we do is we talk about the products. So we talk about it with our friends and family, people that we love and care about. And the third thing we do is share results. So we share our own results and the results of others. And most people get started in this business committing around about 30 minutes a day, which isn't too much time to just get started. Personally, being a mum, I fit this in when my son is having a nap and at the end of the day when the other kids are asleep. there is a cost to get started in the business, and in New Zealand it's $172.50, which is pretty minimal when you look at how much it can cost to buy another franchisee, like maybe a clothes shop or McDonald's or something like that. You're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars just to open the door. And for us to get started and have this kind of potential is pretty cool. And with that fee, you also get your own website. You get amazing support from our head office. We've got our own virtual office that we make our own orders through. We've got unlimited training. We've got support from our mentor, and also support from the wider team, which is really awesome. And the other cool thing about Juice Plus is the company does a lot for us. And one of the cool things is they drop ship all the products. So we don't actually have to hold any products except for our own. We just connect the customer with the company and they do the rest. Now, I'll just go through quickly a couple of ways that we get paid. Now, the first way that we get paid is with retail profit. So basically when we recommend the product to somebody, we're getting paid on that. So it's kind of like, you know, I do it a lot. I recommend things like movies or restaurants to my friends, but I don't actually get paid to do that. But when you join us and do this business, that's exactly what happens. And the second way that we get paid is through commissions. So as you grow your own team and you support them and teach them, you get paid, like you get rewarded for that, which is really nice. And the third way that we get paid is bonuses, which is the fun money. Our bonuses, they start at $100 and they go through till about $3,000 plus, which is pretty cool. I don't know when the last time I heard of anyone getting a bonus, let alone myself. And the other cool thing about these bonuses is many of them are teaching bonuses, which means that when you teach somebody how to achieve a level and receive a bonus, you actually get the same bonus as well. So you're motivated to keep helping your team, and yeah, it's a really unique business opportunity and it really makes sense. So I'll just wrap up now. I love this business. It's been really simple for me, and like I say, it really just does make sense. It's been really life-changing as well. I haven't had to actually return to work outside the home. I've been able to stay at home with my son. He's almost 1 now. And with my older 2, I was definitely well back into work probably by about the 10-month mark. So this has been really lovely for me. And my older girls, one's at school, and so I've been able to, you know, walk her to school, and then I carry on and walk my other daughter to kindy. I just wouldn't have been able to do that if I was going to work. I'd be rushing off and, rushing back to get them as well. I also helped pay the majority of our family holiday that we took earlier this year. We'd never been on a family holiday, and let alone overseas, and to be able to say that by doing this business, I made that happen for us is pretty amazing. And probably one of the other cool things that I love is that I've been able to help other mums with looking after their children as well. Just recently I've been looking after a friend's daughter before school because I can, and she has to rush off to work, but I can help her. And best of all, like, I don't actually need that help myself. So that's me, but I will pass you over now to Jackie, who is going to share her story and her experience through our business.
Cool. Thank you so much, Katie. So yes, my name's Jackie, and a bit of backstory about me in a nutshell. And over that time, don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved it. I poured my heart and soul into it. I started as a student teacher, and jumped up the hierarchy ladder into some high management positions. But my life clashed with this thing called motherhood, and obviously my focus really shifted from being so career focused to being an awesome mum, and having to juggle such a high pressure management position with being that awesome mum. It just wasn't happening for me, and it definitely took its toll. So it was only about 3 months before I decided, you know what's more important? My family. So I resigned from teaching after all of those years. But the great thing about it was that I actually opened myself to the universe, and I was looking out for an opportunity, but still wanted to be that awesome mum. That was my number one forefront. So within a few months, I came across the opportunity to jump on board with Juice Plus and launch my own business. And I'm going to be honest here, when I first started, what spoke to me was more the products, because like I said, I was hugely overwhelmed and my nutrition took a huge hit. So I was more interested in the products than I was in the business to start with, because it's what I needed personally. But anyway, I got started nonetheless. And in the beginning, I was hugely confronted by some of my own beliefs and understandings around how people earn money, because, I'm 29 now, and for 29 years, I believed that the only way you earned money was to work 9 to 5, and you got any extra money from picking up any extra shifts, and you rarely turn them down. And that was the only way to do it. So, that was hugely confronting for me. But the flip side of that, obviously, now I've discovered, is you put your family's time and all those special memories in jeopardy, having to miss out on that. So it was either choosing one or the other. So I got started anyway. I pushed through the resistance. I got started, and in the beginning, it gave me that little bit of pocket money to still have a bit of freedom as a mum, a stay-at-home mum, so that I could go along to cafes without that awkward, sorry, I have no money excuse. Still going along to play dates and that sort of thing. And while I'm taking the products, learning more about the business, I'm also gaining so much in terms of personal development. So I've gone through huge self-discovery, self-growth, and that sort of thing as well. And that's a huge bonus for me. And so I've been part of the business now for 9 months. And in terms of financial rewards, now I am in a position where I can take my toddler, he's a toddler now, on some really awesome adventures. One being actually that we booked a getaway flying down to Wellington for the weekend. So still being able to do those cool things is just really, really amazing. And moving forward, we're really excited about putting together a financial pool so that we can head overseas next year. We're in a really positive mindset about that, and obviously learning more and more about this amazing business. We are really looking forward to making that happen. So yeah, that's our story, Sarah. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Hun. It's really nice to hear your story, and really nice to hear from mums on the line today who have decided to put their families first, because often we're in the position where we have no choice but to do what we're currently doing. But I'm so grateful that somebody actually reached out to us and gave us this amazing opportunity. So very, very cool. So as you can see, we're nationwide. There's people from the North Island to the South Island here tonight. And I told you before, we're actually a global business. And people join this business for very different reasons, It's trips overseas to Disneyland, it's family trips, it's going to a concert in Wellington, it's to be able to contribute to your maybe your family finances, make a car payment, it might be to make a mortgage payment, it might be to put on this massive big feast on the dinner table at Christmas Day. Whatever it might be for you, we all join for different reasons. I've got a couple of questions for you that I really do want you to ponder on tonight. this opportunity has been put into your lap. Somebody talked about a universal assignment just before. This has sort of come to you for a reason. So I want you to stop and think. I've got a couple of questions. If not this, then what? What is your plan B? What is your plan to help you work on your future instead of working on somebody else's future and their dreams? I know if I hadn't looked into the future about 18 months ago, I'd still be sitting at my 9-to-5 job with computer screens all the way around me. I remember this time last year looking outside, the sun was beaming outside and I was stuck in an office. Well, today I got up, I've had 2 walks out in the sunshine. I went and walked the Manawatu Gorge. It was the most amazing time. I hugged punga trees. It was just amazing. And if I hadn't had this opportunity and had the backing, I think, to reach out and just say yes, I'd still be in that office doing that 9-to-5 and probably miserable. And now I get to go and watch my kids' assemblies and all those important things that we heard other mums talk about today. And contribution, helping other mums actually live their dreams at the same time as we're living ours. It's pretty cool. So the how-to is easy. We certainly show you. We show you how to do it. We've done it. It's a pretty amazing program that we've got that we can just plug you into. The cool thing is you get literally to link arms with awesome women around the world, and we show you that there's this amazing sense of community. Like you feel like you want to be involved because you really would be appreciated and accepted into our tribe. So we'd love to connect with you and share this opportunity with you some more. So this has come to you for a reason. Somebody who cares for you, loves you, has sent you this link, and our job tonight is just to encourage you to reach back to them. If you've got any questions, reach out to the person who shared this with you. Have yourself a fantastic December and Merry Christmas, everyone.